Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nurture and Nourish Cosmetology Coaching. What is methodology and terminology? This is the way that we as hairdressers can use a common language to speak with each other. I want to be able to use a common language with you so that you understand what I'm talking about and that you get the most benefit from all of this education. Let's get into it. The partings and sections that I'm going to be talking about today are relevant both for hair cutting but also for hair coloring, hair styling, anything that we're doing on the head, whether it be chemical or not. This can be used to part and section the hair. The first thing that we're going to talk about are partings. Partings are ways that we can divide the hair when we are sectioning it out. These are individual lines that we are going to draw on the scalp with our comb in the hair. The first one is going to be a center parting. This is going to go from the center forehead all the way back to the center nape. This is going to divide the head from right and left to right. I don't know why right to left sounded weird to say. How do you say it? Left or right or left? Is there a right or wrong way? I don't know. Comment below. The next is a radial parting. This is where we are taking and we are dividing the hair from front to back. So this is going to go sometimes from the apex of the head down to the mastoid, but other times it can go from the crown to the mastoid. It really depends on what we are doing. That radial is adjustable, but the point of it is to separate the front from the back of the head. Our next parting is a horseshoe parting. It looks like a horseshoe. That's why it's called a horseshoe. This is a parting that is going to follow the parietal ridge. This is going to separate the top from the bottom. A horseshoe is going to mirror the parietal ridge. So whatever your client's parietal ridge is, this is mirroring it. If you don't know, then you can put your comb up against the head in all different sections of the head shape all the way around, and that can give you a good idea of where that is. You can also take and balance your comb, moving it from top to bottom. That can give you the roundness of the head. The next parting that we are going to talk about is a horizontal parting. This is going to look like a horizon line. So it is going to be this way, Latin. Horizontal. Horizontal is parallel to the ground. Parting that is perpendicular to the ground is going to be a vertical. This goes up and down. The next parting we're going to talk about is a diagonal line. So anything from a 90 degree to a 0 degree is a diagonal. Anything in between here and here. That diagonal line can either move forward or it can move backward. Backwards is going to be away from the face. Diagonal forward is going to be moving towards the face. Both of these things are going to do different things. A diagonal back is going to distribute the weight to the back of that line. So it will be shorter in the front and longer in the back. A diagonal forward is going to distribute the weight of that line forward, and it will be shorter in the back and longer in the front. The last parting that we're going to talk about is a pivoting parting. This is going to start in a central point and move out from that central point. So it is going to pivot. It is going to look like a beach ball, a pizza, however you want to say that. That is a pivoting section. So again, starting from the same point every time. When I am talking about sectioning, I'm going to say things such as, I would like for you to create a horizontal section at the nape. So you're going to know it's at the nape. I'm taking horizontal partings on each side, and I want to create balance. Balance is where you are going to have just as much hair on one side that you do the other. It's going to be at the same angle as the other. They're the same lines. They are balanced. Does balanced always necessarily mean even? No, that's debatable. Again, that's for another video. We'll talk about it. Comment below if you think balanced means even. Sectioning can look like a lot of different things. So it can be like a rectangle section, a curved section. This would be where I'm taking my comb and I am placing it on the scalp and I am going with the parietal ridge and then I am curving and going back down. I can create truly a bunch of different sections based off of all of these parting. Some sections would be like I said, a rectangle, a square section, a horseshoe section, a diamond section. This would be where you have two diagonal backs and two diagonal backs on each side. Well, they're both moving diagonally back. So you can have a diamond section, you can have a triangle section, there are crescent sections, there are round circular sections, elliptical sections. There are a bunch of different sections. So in your textbook, there are also probably a lot of sectioning and again, terminology, a glossary that they have for their own terminology. I don't really use a whole lot of round sectioning. And when I do, I will explain what it is and why I'm doing that, but I will refer to it as a round section. Throughout our journey in upcoming videos, we're going to go over specific terminology for hair, skin, nails, and in hair, we're going to go over specific terminology for cutting, coloring, all these different things. And I really want you to just take a breath. I know that this is a lot of new information, and what I'm telling you might be slightly different from what your school is telling you, and that's really okay. The point is that you get the general understanding that really there's only straight lines, there's curved lines, there's only three basic shapes, there's squares, triangles, and circles. So no matter what your school or your textbook or your salon, no matter what words they really use, it's all going to come back to those three shapes: straight lines, diagonal lines, and curved lines. And this is just how I am explaining those three shapes within the techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you. Next week, we're really going to start getting into the practical things. So I want you to go to this link down here. I have downloaded a study guide for the glossary, for the terminology and methodology that I've gone over in this video and in my last video, and it has places for you to add your own methodology and terminology. And if you have anything that you do that's different or you say that's different, please comment and share below. I would love for us to create a community where we can share that shared language. We can share in our passion, share in our love of cosmetology, and just learn from each other and grow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!